Now to a minister's mission at the state capitol today, Baptist clergy from across Connecticut laid out a strategy for prison and sentence reform. Chief Capitol correspondent Mark Davis live in our Hartford newsroom with reaction. Mark?
Good evening, Jocelyn. Good evening, everyone. From the Hartford newsroom, members of the Connecticut State Missionary Baptist Convention chose today, January 15th, the real Martin Luther King birthday, to make a very strong statement about prison overcrowding and sentence reform and proposals slated for action in the General Assembly.
It happens in Bridgeport, New Haven, and Hartford, and Waterbury on a regular basis, and nobody has really been screaming about it.
Baptist ministers confronted one legislative leader today with their frustration over the state government's reaction to the Cheshire home invasion crime of last summer, like the 3 strikes and you're out proposal.
Allows a judge no recourse but to lock an inmate up for the rest of their life upon a 3rd conviction.
The ministers say judges and prosecutors must continue to have discretion on this.
There's always going to be discretion to understand that not all situations are alike.
The ministers also noted that most inmates that get out of prison end up in halfway houses in the big cities in drug-infested neighborhoods. And since many have drug problems, they get into more trouble.
One of the things we continuously say to the Department of Corrections is send them back to the cities that they came from. Why should Cheshire not have to have a halfway house?
The 2 men in the Cheshire case met at a halfway house in Hartford, even though one of them was from Cheshire.
Well, when they were released into Hartford. They were 1 block from my house.
Do you think if the home invasion crime had happened in Bridgeport and the victims were black, that you'd be doing what you're doing up here?
Oh, absolutely. This isn't a race issue.
Now, the ministers visiting the Capitol today noted that their members of their churches number over 100,000 registered voters who will be watching their lawmakers and what they do very, very carefully. There is a special session on this issue scheduled tentatively for next week. Live in the Hartford newsroom, Mark Davis, News Channel 8.